What's up, y'all? It's Yungavelle here. So, I was listening to Jordan Peterson the other day, and he was talking about this topic that I thought was just brilliant, and it's the idea of choose your sacrifice. And what he means by that, he explained it in a way where he talked about Peter Pan. So he was like, Pan is like the god of everything. Children, like potentiality, pure potentiality. Children represent pure potential. And then you have Captain Hook, which is like, the adult. The adult, he's, like a tyrant, and he's running away from this crocodile who has the clock in his mouth and who took a piece of him, who represents time. As you get older, time takes a piece of you and eventually it will consume you, right? So Pan doesn't want to sacrifice his childhood to be Captain Hook. That doesn't look fun at all. But as a result of that, of not kind of facing that maturity, he stays in Neverland and becomes king of the Lost Boys. And, which is not very appealing, Neverland doesn't really exist, and he has sacrificed a real relationship with a woman, Wendy, who's in the real world, who's okay with having kids and settling down and stuff like that, for Tinkerbell, who is also not real. So the kind of the potentiality of it is cool when you're younger, but as you get older, it's not so cool anymore. It's not so appealing. It's like choose your sacrifice, or you're just putting off the inevitability of that sacrifice, and most likely at the cost of your choice. It will be placed upon you, and I just thought that was brilliant. Pick your sacrifice and do not put off, bear with me because I have notes here, do not put off the constriction. So let's say when you're younger, you can be anything. You pick a trade. And you have to go through some sort of inevitable training period or constriction period. So that constriction is brief. It's a brief period, but then on the other side of it, there's expansion. So let's say you become a great plumber, and that's your constriction phase, and then on the other side, you become more than a plumber. You can become an employer. You can train people. You can start a business, be an employer. You basically can expand after that brief period of constriction. So there is expansion on the other side of the constriction, and the whole thing about it is that it comes full circle, because the thing about life is you get to that expansion on the other side. You pass that constriction, and then on the other side, there is that you rediscover that kid in you again, where that pure potentiality exists. So it's just brilliant. The faster, and this is not saying you have to figure out what you want to do and all that stuff, but choose your sacrifice. Like, don't put off maturity because of being afraid to be constricted for a little bit, or being afraid to make a choice for a little bit, because sacrifice in life is inevitable. You're going to have to sacrifice, and if you don't choose that which you wish to sacrifice in order to attain whatever you want to attain, sacrifice will be thrusted upon you as you get older, and like I said before, most likely at the expense of your choice. So at least when you're aware of something like this, you can choose it. You can choose your sacrifice, because that's just an inevitable part of life, and it's especially an inevitable part of growth. And growth is a natural cycle of things when it comes to life. So choose your sacrifice. Pick your sacrifice, and understand that within that sacrifice, it will be a training period, there will be a constriction period, there will be a time where you grind it out, and it will suck. But on the other side, you will be able to rediscover that potentiality and be something at the same time already. Because that potentiality when you're a kid is like, I could be anything I want, and you're also not anything. So both of them are there. The dichotomy is both there. But then when you get on the other side of the constriction phase, after you pick your sacrifice, you can be something at the same time, and you have that pure potentiality. So remember that when you're addressing and approaching this topic of choose your sacrifice. So yeah, that was something that really stuck with me. Carl Jung, I don't know how to say the last name. Carl Jung was talking about that as well, and I think it's brilliant. So that's all I really wanted to talk about with you guys today. I hope you guys are doing well. So if you got anything, share, like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps me out. It helps the channel out. I'm looking to grow this channel, so help me out. Crush that like button. Hit me up in the comments. And remember, a greater perspective can lead to a greater connection. Peace.